Hello, and welcome back to Minecraft. Now, last time we farmed some slimes, and we also have a finished honey farm. So now we have access to slime and honey. It's all back there in the farming area. Now let's just hide that for now. So, today, what I will be doing is I will finally, focus on this room. Now, this room has some obvious flaws. The ghast in here is not really a flaw. That's kind of, supposed to be here. So the walls, as you can see, especially this wall, is pretty bad. This one's also kind of bad. Maybe we want some more moss up there, a bit less of the copper ore maybe. I already put in 3 andesite, so that could be good. I think, the same for this wall. The floor's okay, I think. Floor is nice. With some, light under here, obviously. How you do it. But what we really want to focus on right now is the ceiling. This hole in the ceiling specifically. This is where a door will go. Do you even call it a door if it's on the ceiling? Maybe. I think you do. Anyway, that's what we focus on right now. So let's get up there first. It's kind of important. Can we get up a bit further? My ghast, thank you. Okay. Just get off the ghast. Just get off the ghast for now. Can we get a little higher, maybe? There we go. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's wide enough for a ghast, which is good. It's still a little tricky to get inside, I would say. Anyway. So first order of business is to just make some space. Because the door I will be building will need some space, obviously. Or rather the redstone needs some space. So I'll just do that very quickly. Then I'll be back with the dugout space, I guess. Okay. So this should be a decent bit of room for, to start off with. I think I'll also dig a little staircase down here already. I mean, we'll need it at some point anyway. Because we have to get up the redstone signal from somewhere in here, probably, I would guess. Somewhere here. I mean, maybe I want the redstone signal to be there. But something like that. Right, so now I need the stuff to actually move the blocks, which means it's crafting time after all this mining. We did some mining. Got some stone. So now it's crafting time. Coal, we put it here for now, I think. Great, so for pistons... we need cobblestone, obviously. Some iron, maybe a little bit more iron. Some redstone. And some wood, but that's not enough wood. Okay, wonderful. So now it goes like this, right? Does it though? Then it's stone. Then it's iron. Wait a minute. Gotta turn you into this. Okay. So it's wood, right? Stone, iron. Stone, stone, redstone, iron. There we go. There we go. A stack of pistons, just like that. Now we don't need pistons. Because pistons only move things in one direction. We need sticky pistons. Do we need a stack of sticky pistons, though? Why not? Why not? Let's make a stack of sticky pistons. We can use them later on. Now, is there still enough slime blocks? I think so. Good. Then we also need a bunch of repeaters. For the piston extender stuff. So... that means we need some redstone and even more wood. We have sticks though. Good. How many repeaters do we need? Well, definitely more than 32, I think. Do we need more than 32? So a double piston extender, you need 2 at least. We need some delay maybe somewhere. So maybe we need... let's make like 50-ish. Around 50 should be good. You know, which means I'll need to talk to my redstone guy very soon. There we go, 50 repeaters. You don't go there, please. Good. Maybe I even had some here. No, I only have torches. That's fine. Now, the problem is we also need some redstone dust to, you know, connect everything up. So we will have to talk to the redstone guy. So I'm here with my redstone guy. Graciously sells me redstone dust, you know, for a couple emeralds. A pop piece. We'll come back soon. Now we also need the honey. And if you were here in the last couple, well, maybe not the last two. The last two were kind of focused on getting slime. But if you were here before that, there's my slime setup, by the way. So we just turn this on. It hatches us baby chickens. Then we throw a potion of oozing at them and kill them, yeah. That's the plan. This is the bee farm, well, the honey farm. Specifically. They're doing the thing, as you can see. And here we have honey. It's already pretty good, actually. I think we don't need more than that, actually. And we also made a honeycomb farm. Which is faster because, you know, you get 3 honeycomb from 1 beehive. But you only get 1 honey bottle from 1 beehive. And you need 4 honey bottles to make a honey block, so... It takes a little longer for the honey farm, obviously. Okay, now I think we have most of the basic items we need. We just need sticky pistons, slime, redstone dust. Yeah, and I think first, before I put in the actual blocks, I just want to put in some glass blocks. So I can see where I, you know, put the door. Because the door will be a little bit hard to see, probably. Back we are. So let's get rid of this that I put down at some point. And we just put in some glass so we can see what's going on. Down below. And up above. If we're down below, okay. And then we have to place in the honey and the slime blocks. In a way that makes sense. So we don't want honey to touch honey. You know, up to a certain point. So a piston can only move 12 blocks at a time, which is important. Yeah. So you gotta keep that in mind when you make this. So what we have here is we have 5 slime blocks at the most, which are attached to... I think I have to change this block. I've had some kind of plan to make something. What's below this block? Nothing right now. Okay, we'll have to see about this. How we handle this later, because as far as I have planned it, I also need 1 here and 1 here. This should be good right now. Good, so that's the basic layout. We only ever have, you know, at most 5 honey blocks that are touching each other. So a piston can move this very easily still. Great. Now comes the important part, because right now the glass blocks are at the same level as these stone blocks. So we want to move them out of the way. Which means we have to pull them up. To pull them up with a sticky piston, like this. And same for these things, and these ones... Actually, actually... Yeah, these ones go here, from what I know. I mean, I only half finished this in creative mode, if I'm being so honest. With you, I just looked at it and I thought, yeah, this works, this should work. You know? Looked at the setup, I was like, yeah, this works. Why not? Don't see why this wouldn't work, you know? So, let's hope it actually works. Otherwise, I look like a fool building this, and then it doesn't even work. So, the main idea is that we just power these 2 blocks here. And the same on this side. So, just from somewhere. Well, obviously we can't have it here necessarily, so we would have to go from upstairs, maybe? Like I said, I haven't planned it 100%, you know? So, let's just put this here. Good. Great, even. This can just go, you know, somewhere. Into this corner. Right here. Or somewhere, you know, it can go down. That's the plan, basically. And we put a torch back. Wonderful. So now if I pull this lever right here, they all get pulled out, except this block that shouldn't be here. Great. That's step 1 of the opening process. Now we need to go to step 2 of the opening process. Just the double piston extender. So, piston 1. You know, piston add 1. So piston 1 would be here. If it's fully extended. So the first piston is here. Yes. Great. Now we just need to build a double piston extender. Shouldn't be that hard. How does it go? You power first. Then you power third. I think. Nope. Okay. That pulled that out clean, right? Okay. Great. And now if this is on, let's say. Aha. Well, that's an issue. I would say. I would call that an issue. Okay. Good. Good to know. Let me see if I can figure this out. So, I had some problems with this redstone here. It didn't quite work out how I wanted it to. You know, that sometimes happens. For example, I couldn't get the pistons that are pushing down the blocks later on to get powered at the right time, so I used some target blocks to redirect the redstone. But that's kind of ugly, because then we have the target blocks in the middle, you know, where we can see them. And then I also had trouble with pulling out the items, not the items, the blocks later on, because this double piston extender here on the side didn't want to work so well. There were always items that got in the way, you know, which is a problem. So right now we have a bit of a redstone mess here. So I decided to take a little break, and now I'm back with some, you know, more items here in my box that could be helpful. But first, before I can do the new stuff, I have to get rid of the old stuff first. So let's take all this down. first. I mean, we kind of want to power you. So you're in the right spot. So this all has to go. Then this has to go. I think the furnace can stay, but this definitely has to go. This can stay. The double piston extender here. Yes, this can stay. This one's fine. This can stay. You have to go. I have some new ideas for that. So then this won't be a problem either. Great. So first things first, we want to pull these blocks out by 2, so we get rid of this. So we want this block to be here, which should be easy. So we do another double piston extender. Set up very easily. Let's move the crafting table somewhere else and get some space here. So what we do is we put 2 repeaters. How did this work again? Like this. And we put some redstone dust. And we're done. So this should now pull this out by 2. So that we're clear here. We can clearly pass through. I mean, this piston will be here, which is not really a problem. And then when I turn it on, it pushes it back in. Okay, that was easy. And then I can even, you know, connect it up to this as well. Now they're both pushed in. And if I turn it off, it pulls them both out of the way. Wonderful, see? You just sometimes have to take a little break. And everything becomes much clearer what you have to do. So we do the same thing here. We build a little double piston extender. Right here. Like this. With the redstone going this way. So it doesn't interfere with anything else. That's a crafting table. Right there. Now, good thing I made some more space here. So here we do it again. We need the 2 repeaters. Like this. And then we can put the test here. Double extends. Pulls back. Perfect. Wonderful. It's all working. So now we can do this on this side as well. It's always a bit of a, you know, gamble with me. You don't really get consistent results, I would say. Okay, it seems to be working properly as well. Okay, so now we can pull out every piece except this one, which is kind of the difficult one. So, because here we need a triple piston extender. Because this includes the central block, which is 3 blocks away. So we actually need more space back here. And now comes the difficult part, because I don't know if I remember. I mean, I have a screenshot. So we might be fine. So obviously we need 3 pistons. Good start right there. Okay, now we just have to see. We have about the same amount of space in both directions, so that's fine. Now let me look at my screenshots, because I cannot remember those timings. Let me see here. So we want, when we turn it on, we want you to go first, in case it turns it off. Then we want you to go before this one. Then we want this one to go. We want this one to go after this one. So, like this, for example. One more tick. Nope. Yeah, this one goes way later. Okay, now. Okay. So now we have the extension done. With basically this one. We don't need this one for the extension. you know, if I just show you. So this is the extension. And then it pulls back. So this one already pulls this one back, which is good. But now we need the back one to pull this one back. So, you know. So I'll just copy some of the timings I have set. And then on this side, I can barely see it. This one goes very late. I think it can go like a tick later. This one goes even later. Because you know, once this is fully retracted, we have to extend this one again. And pull it back again. So when this gets pulled into here, we have to power it once more. So this has to be 2 ticks more than this, I think. So where it is right now, I think. Then last of all, we have to power this last piston one more time. So, and how we do this is, but we don't want to keep this powered because then this piston would stay powered. So we only want to activate this once. Right at the end, we want to activate this last piston one time, so that's why I need an observer here. And we put it here. This should be after everything else by like 2 ticks. So it is right now. Now we can just see if this works. I mean, it did do the extending thing. So if we just break this honey block, we just put this random ore block in here. It triple extends it. And it pulls it back. I mean, it's not the fastest triple piston extender by any means, but it is one that works. Okay. So now we did all the double and triple piston extenders. Now we would just have to hook them all up to the same lever and or button. Okay, so I connected up the 2 pairs of double piston extenders on the sides to this as well. So now they're all extended. This triple piston extender is extended in these 4 double piston extenders. So when I pull the lever again, the pairs of honey blocks there will get pulled back. Wonderful. Now we just have to connect up this double piston extender here at the back, but this way we can just connect from here because I think, right, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So yes. So now if I pull this lever in the back here, okay, the slime is also in, you see. Now I just have to pull this button and everything's out of the way. Okay, now we only need to focus on these guys. These pistons that have to pull up the slime block. Same for this side. So to do that, we need to get power into these blocks at a specific time without powering anything else. So the method I came up with, because you see the problem is we have redstone dust right next to everything else here. So the way I want to do this is with composters and comparators. So I will set the comparators on top of here, top of the furnace, because the furnace can't get pulled along by the honey or the slime, so that's where we have it. And then I will place some composters here, right? I mean, right now they would be unpowered because, you know, these are all unpowered. So To unpower it, I will just have... Oh, the problem is, where do I put them? Yeah, I can just put them on top of you, can I? I mean, that's always a issue, actually, putting them on top. So I can put them here, though. So we can just put these here. So that works. Then these would pull out the composter, and then I can even, you know, connect these up to the redstone pretty easily. This redstone line here. Oh, well, actually, that's not... You can't do that. Can you? I mean, you could, I guess. I mean, I guess you can connect it to this. Important part. Well, can you? Well, can you? No, actually you can't, because it has to go before the triple piston extender. So we would have to make a new redstone line, probably, you know, above all of this. So one layer higher. You know, like up here somewhere. Is where we would have to put that redstone line. Anyway, the idea is we have this composter. You know, if we compost something, you can see we get a redstone signal out of this into this block right here. So that when I push out everything, same for this, if I now pull the lever, this will only work right now. You see, these pistons extend and push everything down where it's supposed to be. Now, this is when it's turned on, when everything's turned on. Now, if I want everything turned off, so I think it is good to put them above, actually, I've decided. So we'll put the sticky pistons above here, out of the way. So now, if I want these blocks to retract, I would first have to power these sticky pistons once. So, you know, and then return it. Well, the lever would go in the middle is better. And then all these get pulled. Wait a minute. Why does the middle one not retract it? Like, you all go at the same time, no? I know you get quasi-powered by this guy again, probably. Is that the issue? That can't be an issue. I don't get it right now. Why don't you want to pull out middle one? Middle boy? Middle guy? It's always the middle guy, I swear to God. Does not want to go. Like, he actually doesn't want to go. Well, I mean, I know why he doesn't want to go right now, because these are all extended, but he should be powered at the same time, no? As all the other ones? Or am I stupid? Shouldn't he just depower when I power these guys? Am I the stupid one again? So, he's powered. Wait a minute, but you guys aren't powered, though. There is something weird with it being quasi-connected or whatever. Okay, I mean, if I pull the one, why don't you push down? Doesn't this block right here? Yeah, it has redstone power. So why can't you push down right now? Am I an idiot? Why? I swear with this Minecraft stuff, sometimes you just don't get anything. If I can be so honest with you. You get powered. Why the hell are you not doing anything? Ah. Ah. Okay. Okay. I mean, if that's the issue, I'm not gonna be too upset about this. Okay, but now it worked. Now it worked. Now it worked. Now it worked. Yeah, this is supposed to be here, you see. So now if I pull the lever again, it pulls them all down, and if I pull the lever again, it pulls them all up. Wonderful. Beautiful. And when they're all up, I can pull this lever, and it pulls them all out. Okay. Great. So that actually does work. I was worried for a second there. So I can just do the same thing here. Even though, you know, this is a little more tricky. Space-wise. And do the same thing here. Put the comparators. And put the composters up above. Then we just need these sticky pistons up top. So let me just connect everything up with redstone. So that we can have one full showing of the door. And see, you know, if it works. So I'll do that right now. Okay, so I'm back. I connected everything up. So here's the activation lever. It first goes with these sticky pistons which push down the composters to activate these pistons here. And then, so when it closes, these blocks are powered and the pistons just get pushed into place basically. Before I test, I want one more block here actually. So we have a nice, smooth, clean, you know, look about it. Now, this is where the signal comes from the lever. The lever's upstairs. Then it goes to the triple piston extender and all the other double piston extenders. So these blocks are powered. I need to, that's a good point, put some stuff in here, in the composters. There we go. Well, right now, we are half open, half closed. So let's just see if everything works once I hit the lever. I even made a spectating window right here. So something broke. Okay. So something here did not work. Okay, with this double piston extender specifically, something broke. Okay. I mean, the triple piston extender worked. So why didn't you work? So we deleted this block here. That's bad. Ah, yes. Okay. Because this gets powered from here. I just want to finish this damn door. Okay. That was better. That was better. That was better. That was better. Okay. So you just don't like to be, you know, on the piston. Okay, understandable. Okay, okay, okay. Now why is this double piston extender not pulling back the blocks at the right moment? Okay. Now I know that next to you it's hard, isn't it? This is exactly in the middle though. They are built exactly the same, so they should activate in the same tick. Okay, I mean, the obvious issue is that this one is behind this one, and it's getting pulled. So this one would have to pull later, but push first, which is a bit difficult to implement, I would say. So you basically want the honey to turn off first, but turn on later. I mean, that can be done somehow. So what we need is the honey side to turn on later than the slime side, but the slime side should turn off first. So what you can do in such a case is one of these comparator burnout thingies, but we don't have a lot of space here, which is an issue. Okay. Now, with these burnout clocks on both sides, you know, placed the right way, at the set to 4. Now if I pull the lever, it should just open. Oh my god. And if I push it again, it should close. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I did it. I done did it. I actually did it. Okay, now we just have to build the same thing there. Which, you know, would be easy. So, I'm back here again with my doors. So this is the first door I built. And I built the second one as well. And if I have to admit, like, this one's a bit better, actually. I mean, obviously it's flipped upside down. So, you know, here we have these pistons above, so which caused some issues with quasi-connectivity, which we solved by having these composters that get pulled out to depower these pistons, because we don't want the power for these pistons to affect these pistons here. So that's how we solved this whole thing, this whole mess, and this whole triple piston extender here. So that's this door, you know, which, that's the wrong side, which works. It opens. I mean, opening is a bit slow, closing's a lot quicker, right? And then we have this door right here. Now we have the same double piston extenders here and a triple piston extender back there. And then now these pistons are below these ones. So we can just power them from below like this. So this power line doesn't really affect these pistons. But what did happen is that this redstone line powering the last piston and the double or triple piston extender did affect this piston here. So I had to set it up one block, and I also had to add this extra block here at the end, which we didn't have in the door below. So that this piston essentially is never directly below this block here or directly next to it. So quasi-connectivity from here never goes to this piston. Or, you know, it does technically, but this, you know, needs to get updated, but up is just, it gets pushed out of the way. So there's nothing happening there. So we have the control lever here. As you can see, it's open and the rain comes in. And it's closed. Now, the problem here that I have this extra block means that these two blocks above are kind of, you know, would get pulled with them, which is not a problem for the double piston extender. But here, it would be a problem because then we would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks times 2 would be 10. With this, it would be 11. Then with this piston, we would already be at 12. This one is 13, and the back piston cannot push 13 blocks out. So essentially, above here, these blocks here, we have to put something else. Sorry, got something in my throat for a sec there. We have to put something else here, up above these slime blocks, but that's for the decoration me to figure out. I think moss could look good. Now, the one thing I still want to do redstone-wise is... Where's the activation lever? I lost my activation lever. Am I stupid? It's right here. Okay, instead of the activation lever, which is great, don't get me wrong, I want something else. You know, because the lever is a lever. Okay, there's a lot of coal here that I did not expect right now. We'll take it. We always need coal. I mean, we don't really... I use lava to smelt, but, you know, for torches. Instead of activating it with a lever, I want to activate it with a button. So how do we do that? Well, I should have it here in my shulker box. We have these copper bulbs in the game. So if we just have like some redstone going upstairs somewhere, it's best if the button goes on top of this. So the button would have to be here. It should still be easy enough to reach. You know, then the line just goes this way. Goes down here. And it goes into the copper bulb right there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this should be good. So we don't need you. So now I can put the activation button on top of this. So if I'm flying up here with my ghast, I can reach this easily. And if I press it, it closes. Okay, these ones are wrong, obviously. So here, like I said, we'll put something, probably moss, like some patch of moss here. I mean, I think here we could even put in the blocks without it being a problem? Let me check. I might have been wrong. Okay, this is where you never add stuff. Okay, so what did we break with this little stunt? So here we broke some redstone dust. I see. Don't know where that came from. I know that one came from here. Okay, I get it. Then here, what's the problem here? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we don't want these, obviously. They broke something. What's the problem here? Okay, I mean, we can just... Didn't I have 2 buttons? I put one on the house. I'm smart. I remember. We can just activate the copper bulb once ourselves. Okay, now we should be closed properly. Looks good to me. And then if we press the button again up here, okay, yeah, we are closed. It opens, okay. Okay, and now we test this again. Because this should work. I didn't see anything that would be in the way. Okay, yeah, so here we can have the dirt blocks on top without a problem. Over there, I don't think we can. Well, maybe not without problem, actually. What happened again? Yeah, I mean, these blocks obviously are messing something up, so I don't see what they're messing up. I know, I see it, because then you are powered too early, then you affect this block right here. Yes, yes, yes. But why does that affect you guys? That I don't understand. Ah, yes, okay. Because then if you don't work properly, then you can't get pulled down. I see. Okay. Yeah, because then they basically stick to the dirt blocks that are up there. And that just doesn't work. Okay, I got it. Okay, so we can't have the dirt blocks, there's my conclusion. We'll just have to put some moss blocks in there. Okay, but yeah, we have the button here. We press it and it's closed. And we open it and it's open. Okay, now we want the same thing here. On this level. Wherever I have the activation thing. The activation lever. It's here, okay. Okay, there's a skeleton dying over there. Wonderful. Not my problem, though. Not really my problem right now. So is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. That's good. So now if I go down, let me just go down here in this hole. Let me make a hole for myself. So now if I press this button, both doors should open. Well, one of them did. At least. Okay. That's a plus. So why didn't the other one open? Huh? This signal should have gone in here, no? So where did I miscount? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. That worked. So did I forget torch somewhere? Torch? No torch. Ah. Or, wrongly attached torch. Same here. Okay. So now we should be fine again. Okay, but now we're open downstairs, okay? That's why I put buttons on here. And we're open upstairs. Okay, now if I go down, press the button, both should close. Oh. If I press the button again, both should open. Ha. It works. Okay, wonderful, 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 beautiful. Now I just have to get from this bit right here. Do I have? I do have. We need to go from here down to the other one. Okay, now we're both closed. Beautiful. So now if I press this button up here, we should both open. And I can fall down onto the ghast and almost die. Then I can press this button right here. And I think they're both closed. Let's check on the outside really quick. Where is it? It's like here. They are both closed. Okay, so we can open it here. And we can close it here. Now they should be both closed. You can kind of see through it. They are closed. Both of them. Okay, now all that's left to do for little old me is to make this whole mess look presentable. So the redstone's done. And I will just have to decorate this. So obviously these glass blocks go. Here we have put some moss or something here as well. And we can't put a moss block on here, which is the problem. You know, I mean, we could extend this out, like 2 blocks like this. Something like this. You know? I mean, then this is very square, that is true. We could do something like, you know, whatever. Make this a little less square. Something like that. Let's make this terrain a little less square. Wonderful. I mean, here we can put some moss. In there we also put moss, but we won't be seeing it that often from outside at least. You know, I can put you back. We can have some squareness. As long as it's not too much squareness, I would say it's fine. Right, so something like this, then here we will have a little, oopsie, moss patch, and that will be great. So, now that we have the redstone fully operational, we can check it out again. They both open. I fell a bit hard, but that's not a problem. They both open up perfectly. I mean, we have to fix the drop chute up. That's not really a problem. But now that this is all fully functional, we can now make this whole thing look a bit more presentable, you know? So first order of business is to replace the glass. Because we don't want glass here. Okay, here we can already put in some moss, because moss does not get pulled down by the slime blocks, so that's good. Then we get rid of all of this. And we replace it with dirt. Now, the only problem with dirt here is that it will, you know, first the grass will spread on top of it, which is good. You know, we're already seeing it spread, which we like. Like that it spreads. Now here we also have to put some moss, which means, not there, please. Which means this will be a bit of a mossy patch, you know. Maybe even spread up here a little. We can maybe even have a little mossy cobblestone action in here. So it's a bit of a, you know, smoother transition maybe. Like that this was a bit of a rocky area maybe. So we could put in some regular cobblestone as well. Here and here. You know, that we have some... Okay, what's underneath here? Nothing. Okay, it's a little bit unfortunate. So we just put some more moss. It's bad. This is all, you know, only 1 block thick, so can't really add much. Well, we can add some here, though. Where do we have it? Some gravel. This block, let me think. 1, 2, 3. So you can't have anything. And you could have a moss block, though. Gravel killing me. Okay. You could have a moss block. Well, you don't even need to be a moss block. We can just have a regular, you know, block here. Good, and here it doesn't matter. So we can put some gravel here. Yeah, I think we can't have anything, right? Yeah, we have redstone underneath there. But I think And do this so we can have some gravel action. Which direction is this going? This is just next to it. So we could put a moss block here. Again, as well. And then put some gravel on there as well, you know, to make it look a little more natural. You know, some kind of mossy, gravelly looking area around here. You know, same here, some cobblestone. Maybe some mossy cobblestone here. A couple of moss blocks here and there. Well, this would then be a cobblestone, probably. Or mossy cobblestone. Make it a cobblestone with the button on top. And then I even have brought a couple extra buttons, you know, so we can just throw them down somewhere. So that one isn't so out of place, you know. One here maybe. Okay, and now we probably want a little bit of these guys. You don't get them with silk touch, right? No, of course not. What am I thinking? Of course you don't. We can put one of these guys here somewhere. Where's the door again? Okay, here's the door, so we can put you here, for example. Okay. Something here. Well, kind of want the fern, like this guy. Well, a dandelion's nice. And some grass action, I guess, we can keep. Like this, make it look a bit more overgrown, you know, maybe some grass here. Yeah, well, let's get this going. This. And the only problem is that this will be very, you know, obviously. Who's going there? So it's just a creeper, no, nothing to worry about. I mean, I actually hit him though. Some other guys going. Anyway, and when we press it again, it should close. Perfect, okay. Yeah, so the problem here is that this will never really be nice looking grass for a long time, since, you know, grass has to spread. But when it's underground, it stops being grass again. Immediately, essentially. Hello? Working here, my guy. Thought this was lit up properly. Why is it doing so much damage, though? What kind of bow is he rocking? No, didn't get the bow to check. Anyway. Well, you have to go. You were mistakenly placed. Would this look better as... probably as mossy. This one. Because it's next to the grass. Like this. Okay, yeah. Works, I guess. Maybe like one flower down here instead. I mean, we have this empty area with some buttons around, but I think it looks fine. From up here, the only pro, of course, this is not turning into what it should turn into. Anyway, it's close up, not that a creeper falls in here. Wouldn't want that. Okay, now we can do this section. Thankfully, we have this guy to help us. I actually haven't tried. This is at a good height. Yeah, you can easily Still get it. Okay, apparently I put the flower on the door, which I wanted to avoid, but oh well. Okay, let's not break any redstone. That's like the most important part here. So we just again get rid of the glass. Then we decide what we want to do here. Good. I'm full apparently. Good. We can definitely stone. Yes. Maybe some andesite. Maybe some dripstone. Maybe even some ore blocks in the ceiling. Some lapis could look good. I would guess. Okay. So let's see. Maybe we start off with obvious stone ceiling. Then we kind of, you know, make it a bit nicer look. So can definitely, so this area has some water. I thought it would make sense is some dripstone here. We can put some andesite just to have some variation a bit. Where was the door? Here we go down a bit, Happy Gust, and activate the door really quick. Ah yeah, because this one's already in the way. Okay. Just so we know. So this is the door, so we could put dripstone in here. And some andesite here. Maybe this andesite goes away. No, just some andesite. Put like one iron vein in there. That. And we can put the dripstone on there. You know, like this maybe. Well, maybe not that one. Maybe step on there. Okay, just some dripstone. Hanging down. Wonderful. What else do we have? Okay, that's good, Happy Gust. So obviously this has to go. Oh no way. Got to get the lighting back. Anyway. So here we want to mimic the actual wall of the building. So we want this to basically be like a little bit of a ruined kind of look. Or have a ruined kind of look about it, you know. So we'll spread out some other blocks up there. Is the idea. Do you even get these with Silk Touch? You don't. Okay, you need shears for these guys. Okay, that's easy. Yeah, so that's the plan. I mean, it already looks a bit better. Don't I have shears in here? Am I crazy? There we go. So let's get this back, because I don't have that much of this glow lichen. Oh yeah, the big diorite wall probably has to go, I would argue. I would say. It's not really my style. Personally. Big diorite wall is not my style, you know. Okay, I mean, we're once again completely full. That's the wrong block. Oh, come on. Put it back. Now we have to put you back. I'm way too full. Okay. Good. Shulker box also pretty full already. Whatever. Okay. Like a little bit of a gradient kind of deal. You know, like some stone in there. So it looks a bit more ruined, I would say. Is what I'm going for, like this. And we can spread this out a bit. No. Well, that's a bit too close together. Maybe here. With a bit of diorite. This is a bit too much diorite right here. No, we just want a little bit of this at the walls. So we can put some gravel. Definitely moss. You know, here at the river bank edge. Definitely want some moss going up here. Maybe not that high. Like this, maybe. And some mossy cobblestone again. Some regular cobblestone, maybe. And we put you back where you were. Here, I think. So we definitely put some mossy cobblestone here. Maybe some regular cobble, you know. Some regular stone. Like, just put some blocks. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Make this look a bit more finished is all I'm saying. A bit less, you know, like actual natural cave generation. Also put some gravel on top of this. Kinda, you know, make the gradient a little nicer. Yeah, I think that works. We could put some andesite. If we still have it, we do have it. This. Okay, I mean, it's a bit better of a wall. At least color-wise. I'm stuck. Okay. I was stuck in the ceiling. It happens sometimes. Okay, now we build this out so it's not quite as square. You know. Why does riding the sky make my frames drop like crazy though? Just make it a bit less square is my main goal right now. It is less square now. Okay. Good. Maybe we can go out here a bit. We can also take out some of this stuff. Very carefully, apparently. Because there's the redstone up there. Seemingly. You know, as soon as we hear redstone dust pop off, we kinda messed up. I think something like this is fine. Even though diorite's not the prettiest block, like, on its own. In the middle of nowhere. But we're using it anyways. Like this, I don't really know. Maybe one less. Yeah, I mean, this can work. Well, no, we leave the stone. We can put some iron here. Kinda be this. I genuinely do not know what I'm doing. I think that's fine. When you're decorating something, when you're trying to make it look a little natural. So definitely a bit more moss action here, right off the floor. And maybe a couple mossy cobblestones here and there. Like some gravel or something. This is the door I went in. But I have a lapis. I do have some lapis. You know, let's just put some of these in here. Just make it look a little less, you know, like it's a hole I dug out, which it is, by the way. Just dug it out. Just have some variation here and there. Does there need to be logic to this variation? I don't think so. I think it's already a lot better than before, I would say. I think it's okay. I mean, this is still a little... Like, you're in the water, you would probably have some form of this going on. Some moss action. You know? Okay. Is there anything that looks way too flat? I mean, this here still looks very much like a flat wall. Which it is, but, you know. You can try. Yeah, now it's a bit better now. These kind of fit together. Yeah, you can have a lapis, why not? Okay. Okay, Ghast, can you get out of the way? I need to look at this side of the room. Okay. I mean, that dirt block's a little oddly placed, I would say. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Maybe this part of the ceiling would also use some dripstone. Yeah, sure. Looks like something. Looks a bit more like a cave now. See if we destroyed anything. Nope. Seems like it works. Okay, good. Now the final part is to... excuse me, Mr. Ghast. I know we have to be very careful here. Is to do this section, essentially. So we have to fill in the gaps in this construct here. It should be easy enough. Maybe. Okay, I have some furnaces. Now the problem with furnaces is that they have this very hard line on the middle. But I think it's fine if it's like next to the pistons anyway, you know, which it is. So when it's open. Now here I could put anything really. We could even put some cobblestone or mossy cobblestone, because this here doesn't stick to anything. So we could do this, and then here we could put some moss. Like this. And you, let me think. You also have to be non-stick. So if we would put only moss here. We could also put in one furnace, you know? It doesn't have to be the prettiest thing in the world right here. Just thinking what could work. Yeah, we're literally just filling in the gaps right now. We can also just put regular stone here. Some moss. And a furnace. Why not? And we could... well, we're kind of running out of moss and furnaces. And furnaces are easy. We just make them. Like so. Look. Like so. I can make a furnace, believe you me. You know, we can just put them down like this. Giving back my crafting table really quick. Well, that's fine, I guess. And 2 more moss here. Okay, and some more furnaces here. Like 3 more. Crafting table is down now, so that's a bit unfortunate. Okay, back up we go. I mean, I almost kind of want just a block here. Just any block here. Just so you can't tell so easily. Like this, maybe. This can work. Okay. So it's a bit more hidden from below. Okay. So we need to craft again. It's the last furnace we can craft, actually. That's unfortunate, because I need one more. Well, this is bad. I shouldn't replay, just, you know. Now about this drop shoot here, I think I'm not going to think about it too much. I'm just going to put some lights in here. So we're good mob spawning wise. Other than that, I don't really have any, you know, big requirements for this area. It's there. That's about all I can say about it. Okay. Now we have to do something similar up there, but I'm out of moss right now. And furnaces. So let me just get some more really quick. Okay, I'm back with some moss and some furnaces, so let's see if it still works. If all the moss stays where it's supposed to be. It did. Okay, now we just have to position ourselves properly. It's a bit of a tight fit, you know. It happens. Okay. Now, here we can kind of do what we want. This top layer still. But I forgot to bring some cobblestone, so we just do some dirt. Some more dirt and some moss, cause why not? We like moss. I heard. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, you're fine. You guys are fine. Okay, we could even put you here, right? Yes. Just here we have to put the furnaces. This is why I, oopsie, brought them with me. There we go. And in this level we have to put... Can't do what we want. This has to be like this. Actually. Which means we just have one dirt block in there, which is kinda not that nice. Huh. Whatever. Here we need blocks that can't be pushed. Because these get pushed next to them. And they're also here. So these 4 blocks cannot be pushed. Is important. And these ones. So this needs to be moss, for example, or glazed terracotta, or a furnace, or leaves. Anything like that. But I think the moss looks okay here. Maybe we can put like 1 moss here. So it's not as bad. And other than that, I think it works. Now if I fly out of here, can I hit the button to close it? And fly up to... I mean, I'm still not quite used to the happy gas controls. Okay, I see the problem is this is all now dirt. And not, you know, grass. That's the main problem with making this grass and with making this dirt. This might be an oversight. Okay, I just have to get back a little bit further. Go down here. And I mean, go down. I really think the happy gas controls are a little unintuitive. If I can be so honest. And not go down any further than this, really. Oh, I can. Did go down further for like a second. Okay, then I hit, and then... Okay, only problem, you can't really hit this button from on top of the gas. Okay, that's an oversight. I will admit. Also, it's a bit of an oversight that's really hard to figure out where you can go down. Should have put some kind of marker for the middle of this thing. Guess it's the tall grass here. This is our marker. Okay. Then we can just go down. You don't really see the thing anyway if you're sitting on the ghast. You go down. And I mean, it looks okay. It's just a big old thing. Then we close it. Okay, now what I just remembered is there's one more thing for the ceiling here. And it is this guy. This took me a while to get. You know, you have to grow a whole tree just to get one rooted dirt. So better use it. I say better use them. No, I better use them. Otherwise, I'll be sad if I don't use them. That's the wrong tool. You know, I don't know. Oh, it's these two. Then you can bone meal them and you get these hanging roots. Okay. Great. Now, everything's good except like the fact that the top thing up top, you know, always turns to dirt. Now we could put Impulsal, which doesn't break when it's under, you know, when it has a block on top. But I think that's for another time. I think it looks decent. Now if we go out and just look at it again, and I mean, this is also then the end of the episode, because it was a long one. Yeah, I mean, it very obviously looks very different around here. I mean, that's fine. So the problem is that these guys here are always going to be dirt for a little bit. But I mean, they grow back pretty quickly. But I mean, as soon as I hit this, they kind of break down again. Anyway, the good thing here is also that the Happy Ghast doesn't really, you know, disappear. Doesn't really get out of here very easily. Can't really jump out of here easily. It's also another plus, I would say. Okay, now why do I not have any holes here? Ah, yeah, because that's where the moss is, right? Right down there I do have the holes. That's fine. You could put furnaces, you know, these holes. This hole right there. Could put a furnace in there, and we have it on the other side, and up here I have the moss block in there. Anyway, I think it works nicely, except that this could be one block higher. This button. So if we put the button up here, it might work better. It's a bit more or over here, you know. But that's a problem. So just leave it here. We just have to quickly get off the Happy Ghast, and then you can go in, you know. So thank you for watching this video then. Oopsie, you get a little bounce. That's nice. And next time, we'll do something not redstone related, I would say. You know? So yeah, now I have to take all this footage I have of me building this door for several hours, probably, and make this into a bit of a more watchable experience, yes? Hopefully I succeed. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you another time. Goodbye.